It is hard to believe it's been 24 years since the 9/11 terror attacks. On that day, firefighter Stephen Siller had just finished his night shift when he learned the North Tower had been struck. He ran through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel directly to the World Trade Center, where he sacrificed his life to save others. Stephen's memory lives on through the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Chair and CEO Frank Siller, older brother to Stephen Siller, joins me now. You were at the Freedom Tower this morning. This must bring back some dreadful memories for you.
It does. It does. I miss my brother. He was the youngest of 7 of us. He was our little brother, and I was much older than him. I was 14 years older than him. My oldest brother was 24 years older than him. So he really was our little gift from God. And you know, he was married, had 5 children.
Wow.
He was on his way home to play golf with his older brothers.
Yeah.
And made this heroic run through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel with the 60 pounds of fire gear on his back, and gives his life up, all saving others. And we knew we had to do something as older siblings, and we started the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. And we really we weren't looking to do grandiose things. We just want to be simple, make sure we never forget, honor the sacrifice. And we were going to do small grants to kids that lost a parent or parents, you know, most certainly first responders, to help them in 8th grade going into high school. That was it.
But you've moved on from there. You're doing bigger things now.
Yes, because, you know, God keeps on putting us on a path. You know, he makes it very clear what we're supposed to do. In 2009, first quadruple amputee that ever survived any war was from Staten Island, where I was born, where Stephen was born, where my family grew up. And I went down to visit him, Walter Reed, and when I was with him, I said, Sergeant Brendan Morocco, can we build you a mortgage-free home? And we delivered it June 11th, 2011, almost on the 10th anniversary of 9/11. It changed everything for the foundation, because now I made promises for the other quadruple amputees, and then 38 triple amputees, and you know, you have to raise tens of millions of dollars now, you know, not a smaller amount. And then 2014, December 20th, when Detectives Lou and Ramos were assassinated, on Christmas Eve, I was at their house saying to them, we're going to pay your mortgage off. And it made such a difference in them that we now make a promise that any first responder in America, every single one of them, and I know my brother would love this, and he's guiding it all, that every first responder in America that dies in the line of duty that has a young family, we're going to pay their mortgages off.
All of them?
All of them in the United States. We do over 200 a year. We did 21 today.
You do 200 a year?
Over 200 a year. We did 21 today. Why we do 21 today? Because we want to make sure that goodness always triumphs over evil, and it always does. And we wanted to show that this day, albeit so sad and very heartbreaking for me and my sister-in-law and my brother's 5 kids, and for the rest of my siblings and family and nephews and nieces and many other people, we want to show that even through that sadness and heartbreak and loss that's so painful, you still have to do good. And this is beautiful, I think, making sure that we pay off these mortgages.
24 years ago, 9/11, I think it brought the country together briefly. It didn't last, but briefly, we were together. You remember the flags appeared just about everywhere. But that was when we were uniting against a specific common enemy, somebody else. This time around, when we look at the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it's not quite the same, is it? Because we have to unite ourselves together as opposed to an outside enemy. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, so, you know, I'm going to tell you that most people right now today that knew Charlie or knew the work that he was doing, there's a sadness that is amongst every one of us. That is just a tremendous sadness that adds to this day that is sad, so sad to begin with. Because he was a great Christian and he was preaching common sense. But he left behind a wife and 2 children. And that is very sad. That is very sad. Exactly what I was talking about, that evil exists. 24 years ago, they tried to kill as many Americans as possible. They killed many. We still have to combat it by doing good and by making sure that the goodness wins over, and not that we react in a way that that we become like these sick people that are doing the things that they're doing. That being said, we got to defend ourselves. We got to make sure that it doesn't continue to happen. So my brother was a defender. He was a defender. He ran and saved people, and we got to make sure that this country is safe.
I think you run one of the most effective foundations for doing good that I've ever seen. Frank Siller, it's an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you
God
very
bless
much. Yes, sir.